What it do? What it do? Waiting for them to come in live. Let's go with it. Mm-hmm. Faces and Beyond. Hey, let's share. Let's get everybody in here because we're going to talk about this. I got a response to the red table. Dana J got a response to the red table. Bring everybody in. Sheree. Hey, Sheree. Hey, Candace. Hey, Miss Virgo. Steven Vargas. What's up? Deshaun was good. Marcia. Michelle. Hey, how y'all doing in here? Juanita. Christari. Now Taylor. Woo. See some faces I ain't been seeing in a while. Hey, Bree. Well, shoot. We about to get to it. Let's go. Come on. Come on. What you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Never keep me staying you. Tomorrow, but tonight I wanna stay with you. Down, make it last down. Instead of hoping I'ma be the best girl. I was surprised, let you know. Tell you that you gotta get low. Get away from the door. Keep running in, from the love flying in. She got me starting now, there ain't no stopping it. So you're popping in, they keep coming, what you see. You gotta leave us alone. Bring them back from the door. Gotta let me get it on. From the bed to the floor, up against the wall. I'ma get some, turn around and hit it on. And baby, tell them the song, and back away from the door. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh my God. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I got a nice 42 in here. Oh, you know what we talking about today? The red table talk. We gonna be talking about some R. Kelly. But before we jump into that, I'm gonna say this. Everybody take a good look at the way the Dana J show is right now. Look at the screen at the bottom. You're gonna see Zoom. I will not be using Zoom as much anymore to broadcast. It's bittersweet. StreamYard, I've rarely used it. I use it like 4 times. I'm gonna say this: StreamYard is what a lot of the bloggers use over here on YouTube. I don't want to get into that. All bloggers using the same thing, so I found another program to get away from StreamYard. But then when I looked at the program is so hot. It's taking me away from Zoom too, because of StreamYard and Zoom all together. Man, I'm about to have some fun. So, somebody asked, do it have anything to do with Will and Jada? Yes, it do. It got everything to do with Will and Jada and some other people. Uh-oh. Well, who could these other people be? Well, I'm going to say this. I'm about to show y'all something that ain't nobody else show y'all. Because other folks is not focused on what's going on. Other folks just focus on other things. So,
hey, this ain't 5 years ago.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you a parody first. Then we're going to slight with some commentary in the middle. Then we're going to break down with some videos pointing out the facts that I'm showing and that I've been saying for a long time. And then we're going to come back with commentary again. And then we're going to have call-ins in that order. So the first video I'm going to show. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a big Will Smith fan. He gave me my first video on Freak This. I was a kid and I was a dancer and a crowd hyper in the show Freak This. I mean, in the video Freak This. But look at your screen. A real important scene, a real serious scene from this episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that was recreated. Let's go. Let's see what it say.
Hey, this ain't 5 years ago, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my wife, when's August coming over, you know? Who needs them, right? I had a couple trash movies, right? Wild Wild West, that was garbage, right? I, Robot, that was a subpar movie. Okay, 7 Pounds was born, right? Did Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, I Am Legend. Hey, August is 14. When I get Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! I ain't need her then and I don't need her now. Now, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna do Bad Boys 4 without her. I'm gonna do I Am Legendary without her. I'm gonna do a CD. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of songs. It'll be the best CD there ever was. And as sure as hell I don't need it for that. All she gonna do is throw Tupac in my face in front of my kids. How come she don't want me, man?
Wow. Wow. So while many people laughed at that and thought it was funny, as I did at first, while many people laughed at that and thought it was funny, he said something very powerful that if you laughed at it and was laughing all the way through, you missed it. If you were laughing at that all the way through, as I was the first time, and then I had to come back and watch it again from a different lens, you missed it. So, since I'm saying that people missed it, well, Dana J, since you're the content creator, formerly known, oh, I can't do that shit. Wait a minute. Dana J, since you're the content creator, formerly known as the receipt man, because you don't want to be subject to that, I need to know, what did the people miss? Well, I'm about to show you what the people really miss.
All right, and 5, 4, 3.
I'm about to show you what the people really miss. And what they miss is sad. So sad. Because we have a man that's sitting behind bars right now. Look at the screen. We have a man sitting behind bars right now, behind an allegation that people swept under the rug and they didn't see it serious, but they wanted to run with the allegation on a man that clearly loves people. Let's go here. And remember what he said when he did that video. August was 14. I want y'all to get y'all pen and paper because this is going to be a learning session. Hey, Angie Walker. If y'all think I'm clowning today, I'm not clowning because this have R. Kelly life at stake. Lisa Van Allen and R. Kelly, I believe it's like a 15-year difference, right? Okay. Well, Will said August and his wife
is a 21-year difference. Why nobody talking surviving Jada Pinkett Smith? Trust me, August is not the first young guy that she done spanked. So I'm just trying to figure out, why is it okay for August and Jada, but it's not okay for Robert and his friends? Well, I'm gonna take you back. Some of y'all might not have seen it, but we're gonna talk today.
Hello, RTT family. This is a special edition of Red Table Talk. And like many of you, Willow, Gam, and myself, we watched Surviving R. Kelly on Lifetime. And I called my producer and I said, we have to do a Red Table Talk about this right away. It's been hard for us to think about anything else. Yeah. And if you haven't seen the docuseries, please take a look at this trailer.
There's a difference between R. Kelly and Robert. R. Kelly's this fun, laughing, loving guy. But Robert is the devil,
R. Kelly is at the top of the charts, but he may be in for a fall. He was arrested today on 21 counts of child pornography.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having sex with an underage girl.
Taking advantage of minors will not be tolerated.
Jurors found him not guilty on all charges.
With R. Kelly's acquittal in 2008, the women he allegedly abused continued to be ignored. But in Lifetime Surviving R. Kelly, dozens of women came forward to tell stories of horrific sexual and emotional abuse. And this time, millions of people are listening.
God, I can't take another day. I can't do this anymore.
One of R. Kelly's hidden relationships was with our beloved Aaliyah, an R&B singer who he met when she was just 12. He was 24. They secretly married when she was only 15. Documents were forged to say she was 18. Reaction to the show has been explosive. Many supporting the women and many viciously attacking them.
I should have never introduced her to him. I should have never introduced her to him.
Oh, man.
So one of the survivors, Lisa Van Allen, is going to join us in a minute.
It's a tough one. I thought it was really important to watch it as mother and daughter. Yeah. And then I was calling you like, damn, have you know. But I have to tell you, I felt a lot of things. I had a lot of feelings about it. One being, I was like, man, how complicit we all have been. Yes. That really broke my heart. Yeah. Like to really think about, we ignored it. I think that's been very heartbreaking for me, just how harsh the reactions have been.
And specifically, I've seen Black women being very harsh towards the survivors.
I don't know how we can expect to point fingers at other communities that might come in and violate us. We go out and march and we do all these things, but then we're not willing to look at ourselves and we're not willing to protect our own. Yeah.
She said it was hard to watch. Hard to watch a lie that she put in her mind that was the truth. Let's finish.
We have to start examining the self-hatred. Let's just talk about children who have been raped and molested. Mm-hmm. Okay, and how the reaction has been, you know, things like they were just hot ass little girls. They didn't have no business. They just gold diggers. Those kinds of reactions shut people down.
I'm gonna pause that. Do anybody see the body language of Jada? Here's the problem. Was Jada a victim and her victimizer was never caught? So now she's taking this personal. Like I said many times before, she's impersonalizing her victim as Robert Kelly. Look at it. Look at it from a different lens. It's cool to joke about everything, but look at it from a different lens. This is real serious because I'm about to bring it to y'all in a way that y'all gotta sit back and think about this. Excuse me.
People who are in your home.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I look at this as like
a lot of times the abuse is coming from a
family member, somebody close to the family,
a close family friend.
Let me tell you, out of the people that I know, I've never heard once that it was a stranger.
Wow.
I'm glad she said that. She said abuse come from someone close to you, a family member. Well, if it's okay to say that Robert is abusing females that he was in a relationship with. If that's abuse, then what we're going to find out later on that most of y'all already know, what is that called? Let's finish.
Remember, he was himself a victim of abuse.
And let me tell you something.
And so if you don't protect your children and give them the freedom to talk, then this is what you create. So a lot of people are talking about we got to protect our girls, but we have to protect our sons as well. It's we have to protect our children. But I think that psychological manipulation that the women went through is really, really hard for people to comprehend. When I first heard about some of the women that were held captive, I just felt like, well, they're adults and, you know, they should just leave. I just leave. Why do you keep coming back? But it's trying to really understand that psychological manipulation that goes on.
For you and I, Gam, if we think about it like this, you and I both have been in some relationships that we knew we shouldn't have been in.
Right.
But we kept going back.
Yeah.
So put 100 on that.
Right.
Yeah. If you really think about it that way, you can get it.
Not to that. I can get it, but just the degree of nothing that we went through even compared.
So I'll tell you one of the honey traps for me, the you ain't cycle, where it's you have somebody that breaks you down and then comes back to you and they're like, I can't live without you. I can't believe, you know, that my everything. And then the endorphins in my mind and those highs and lows and even just being addicted to that cycle.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been addicted to that cycle of knowing that this person is not treating me well. But then you get so low and then he comes in with his sweetness and you're like, oh.
I never. Like, why is he just in the back of the album cover just lurking? That's weird. Like, and we just like, oh, no. Like, why is he just in the back of the album cover just lurking? That's weird. And then seeing him in the back of Age Ain't Nothing But a Number album cover, it was like something from my childhood was just debased. Like, why is he just in the back of the album cover just lurking? That's weird.
Willow, why were you sleeping and laying in a bed with two old ass men? That's weird. Willow, you can't do that. Cause you was sleeping and laying in the bed and taking pictures with two old ass men that's older than your mother and father. So that was very weird. Let's finish.
Like, and we just like, oh no,
like it slipped under my radar when Will did that bungee jump. We put I Believe I Can Fly.
Oh, yep.
And
wow,
that just goes to show you
I didn't keep that either.
But see how things will fly under our radar.
But I didn't was it on the line?
No. We it was on, you know, Instagram. But see how you'll forget.
Right.
But that's how we are all complicit because guess what? How can you forget?
Yeah. Right.
How can you forget?
And be so unaware.
You can't forget.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we should have all been screaming from the rafters.
Yeah.
What's going on with this Aaliyah thing?
Exactly.
The Black community, what's going on?
Yeah.
But here's the other conflict. We have such a conflicted relationship to the law, to the media, to feeling as though authority is attacking our men or the community.
And they still do.
And you know what was deep? That juror on Lifetime, on the juror that was like, I didn't like how they were dressed. I just didn't like them.
Yeah.
I just didn't believe them, the woman. I know it sounds ridiculous, the way they dress, the way they act. I didn't like them. I voted again. I disregarded all what they said.
Don't nobody ask you what you liked.
Yeah.
Look at the evidence.
Exactly.
All right, we have a very special guest today, Lisa Van Allen.
Lisa met R. Kelly at a music video shoot in Atlanta at the tender age of 17.
I'd heard about Rob's reputation, about him.
Wait. That's the same age that Jada met August at 17 in Atlanta. Write that down in your mental note.
Dating Aaliyah, but I didn't assume that he liked younger girls. I just thought, at that moment, I just thought he liked me. I knew he was at least 31, so I thought when I said 17 that he'd be like, you know, like that was going to be the deal breaker. But it wasn't. Pretty early on,
Okay, let's do the math. 17 and 31. What's the age gap in that? Let's see. 17, 31. So 3, that's 20. So we're looking at 10, 13, 14 years. Okay. So we're looking at 14 years, 14-year gap. All right. 31 and 17, 14-year gap. Let's put R and Lisa. So August met her in 17. Well, let's use August's real age now. 27. Jada, 48. 21 difference. Let's finish.
kind of introduced you to everything that he was into. The first time Robert had me do sexual acts with him and another female, he actually told me it was going to be his first time and he wanted to do it with me. Robert would film our sex acts sometimes. He would never ask me if it was okay to be filmed, but he never hit the camera or anything like that. Once we did the threesome, it became more frequent. Then he started introducing me to other young women.
Most of the threesomes were with a 14-year-old girl who Lisa thought was 16. One of the tapes became key evidence in Robert's 2008 trial. Lisa testified against him, but he was acquitted. Still, she was determined that her story would be heard, and Surviving R. Kelly finally has people listening.
There she is.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Hey. So nice. We're so happy to have you here. Yeah, we really are.
Happy to be here. Yes, welcome. Come on.
Yeah, come on and sit down. How you feeling today? You look beautiful.
You really do. Since the docu-series, how are you?
Like, it's been so explosive, you know, in great ways and in not so great ways.
Right. I feel blessed. Like I feel like we didn't expect it to be this powerful,
this
impactful.
I mean?
Like because I came out in 2008 and nobody heard me.
Yeah.
So,
Do you feel like a relief, like a weight off of your shoulders?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Here come the actor.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
To be heard.
Here come the actress.
Yes. And I'm so happy that you guys could be brave enough to do it this way, and that Lifetime was brave enough, and that, because you guys deserve it.
Yes.
And I am just so sorry. Sorry you didn't get it sooner.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry.
I said, I love that show. Red Table Talk is so real and raw. I've been, before the show even aired or anything, I've been saying, I want to talk to Jada on Red Table Talk. I know she'll understand. Yeah. I said, I want to talk to her. Yeah. So it's just a blessing to be here and be able to talk to you guys. And I mean, the world, the reaction has been so different this time around. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean, I feel blessed, and I feel like I'm a vessel, you know what I mean? Yes. To speak out for other young girls. Because I mean, we've always been told, you know, oh, you don't talk about that. You don't tell our business. You know, like don't tell our business.
Listen to the narrative and speak out for all other young girls. Lisa, you damn near 40 something. So how you gonna speak out for a young girl? And let's make this known. When Lisa first met Rob, she wasn't 17. She was 18. No, she was 19. I believe. No, she was 19. I want to say she was 19. Because she had her own house and everything in Florida. Yeah, she was 19.
Business, you know, like even my mom had a hard time dealing with this, you know what I mean? Because we have to really deal with ourselves, you know, her reaction on how she felt about her role, you know, my role, you know, everybody.
I'm gonna speed up a little bit.
Yeah, it was just like sickening, like kind of like just dealing with him or being around him and seeing that the girls were still 19 and 20 and you're in your late 40s, almost, you know, it was sickening. Over time, it got worse.
Listen to that.
Worse, and I got older,
hold on.
Mature, and I knew more.
Hold on, we'll back it up. Look at Jada's face.
Sickening, like kind of like just dealing with him or being around him and seeing that the girls were still 19 and 20 and you're in your late 40s, almost, you know, it was sickening. Over time, it got worse and worse, and I got older and mature, and I knew more about him and he didn't want help. That's the thing. Like in the beginning, people say, well, once you found out she was 14, why didn't you turn him in? Because I loved him. I wanted to help him get better first, because that's how we work as far as love goes.
That's real.
You know, I'm not going to go call the cops on someone I love. I'm going to try and figure out how to help you and what I can do to save you. And then once I realized he couldn't be saved, he didn't want to be saved. He would tell me things like, my mama told me, if you love a man, you don't try to change him. You know, the older I got, the more it's like, boy, that's some bull. You know, you just messed up. You know, so once you realize that, and you know you're a part of that, you know, it's not okay, and it's not acceptable. And I had me a daughter, and I didn't want her around him. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, because at first, you know, I wanted to be with this man. You know, like, but I can't be with nobody like that. Like, I can't trust you around my child. Like, no.
Have a question. And I'm gonna stop that right there. But I have a question. If anybody know the Lisa Van Allen story, you heard her say before, and I'm going to tell y'all now. She left Rob's house when she found out she was pregnant. But then when she got evicted from her house, she came back with her daughter. And he treated both of them greatly. And she left again when her daughter was, I want to say 5, I believe. So when did he treat her bad? When did he ever treat her bad? I'm gonna go to the next one. Is when, and I want to show some pictures in between, but I can't due to the fact that Robert is currently on trial, and I know the federal government is watching. I cannot show certain pictures that will show
5, 4, 3.
That will show what Lisa Van Allen's daughter is doing currently on Twitter and on YouTube for money. And this happened right after the Red Table Talk. But look at the screen. We're going back into it.
All right, and 5, 4, 3.
We're back at the red table. I'm so glad you've joined us for part 2. We're talking about the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly with a very, very brave survivor, Lisa Van Allen.
The Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly has created an international uproar over the R&B singer's alleged abuse and sexual misconduct with minors. Lisa Van Allen, one of Kelly's accusers, was only 17 when she started dating the 31-year-old star. On part 1 of our special Red Table Talk, Surviving R. Kelly, The Aftermath, Lisa described how she fell under his spell.
He's a master manipulator. He knew my whole background. He knew that I was in foster care. He knew that I was adopted. Like I may have been tricked here.
After 10 years with R. Kelly, Lisa revealed her breaking point.
He specifically kept telling me to buy my daughter dresses. And I'm looking like, why does he care? Just my instincts was like, I'm not feeling this.
Van Allen's story is not unique. Kelly has been accused of isolating young girls from their families by preying on their hopes and dreams and luring them with false promises.
So I know, Lisa, you have your 16-year-old daughter here, and she hasn't heard the entire story of what happened to you until she watched the...
Right. Wow. Yeah, I watched it with her like you watched
it. Oh, you
did?
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone else to talk to her about it. So I felt like me and her needed to watch it together.
Hi. Oh my goodness, look at this beauty. How are you? You looking like your mom.
This is Damon Pryor's daughter.
Thank you. Wow, it's so nice to have you here. So let me ask you, how was it to sit with your mom and hear her story?
It was hard and it hurt me because nobody wants to hear that about their mom. I don't want to cry.
No, it's okay. You cry. Yeah. It's so okay. It's okay.
Come close.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's changed my perspective on a lot of stuff. Yeah. Because
I know.
Yeah, but you make me do. Because people are really judgmental nowadays. And it's just, absolutely. You know, when you hear someone's story, and it's like, you don't know, like anyone could be going through anything.
No, he wasn't married at the time.
She's doing her mommy thing, that's all.
It'll make you realize like that's why they act the way they act, and this is why they're like this is why they have anger issues and stuff. And I used to always question that about my mom, like why is she so overprotective?
Yes.
And
But this the same young girl that's selling herself on Twitter. Nice body, twerking, who's claims she don't have a relationship with her mama, and all of this. So let's finish.
I understand now that it's scary out there. Like people are crazy.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever come up to you at school, like saying anything about this on social media? Yeah. Somebody DM'd me earlier today and was like, not to be rude, but does R. Kelly send you guys money? Like, why would you say that? You send us money, like, for what? So I just blocked the person.
That can be so hard. I know how it feels to have people talking negatively about you on the internet or your family, and you're just seeing it and you're like, what do I do? And it makes you feel kind of powerless in a way. Like,
They'll just make up anything and just say it just so you can either respond or just so you can get mad or so your feelings will be hurt.
Do you think that seeing that changed your perspective on men?
Yes. A lot.
Do you feel afraid to date or afraid to have experiences with males after?
I'm just more cautious.
Just your older brother and you trust them, you're not to be alone anywhere. And we've had some very hardcore.
And me not understanding and being like, why? Like it doesn't matter.
And
yes,
me,
it does matter.
Me having to tell her, it's not you I don't trust.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about girls. When they get to those ages of 17, 18 years old, you think you're grown, right? And as a parent, you only have but so much control. Because I'm gonna tell you, you were on my ass. You were like, you better be in this house. I mean, you were on me. And I'm like, I'm gonna find a way to lie to her. I'm gonna find a way to manipulate her. Oh, I'm staying at my girlfriend's house while I'm on these streets doing whatever the hell. I would be Azriel. Yeah. I'd be like, Gam, hold up. I got a dream. Now, you're not going to get in the way of that.
Exactly. Oh, my God.
This man is saying he might give me an opportunity. You're not thinking about anything else.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I would have been able to manipulate and work my way around you. Believe that. Any one of us could have been Azriel.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's a brilliant psychologist who appeared on Surviving R. Kelly, Dr. Candace Norcott.
It takes about 7 tries for a girl to successfully leave her abuser for good. That statistic tells us how difficult it is often to pull away from these relationships.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I want to ask you to help us understand the invisible psychological chains that are created specifically on an impressionable mind, young mind.
Because a lot of the women left and came back and just trying to help us understand.
Well, Lisa was one too.
Why that happens. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, once you're gone, you're done. Be done. I might call you a different name and say, this is the name I'm going to use. And so now you're not really who you were. Then I'm going to ask you to do different things that you normally wouldn't do. And so then you can just put on, because one person's experience is not everybody's, right? I have a great relationship with my father, but how did this happen, right? I had a great role model with a male role model in my house, and yet and still. Is ever gonna come and save you, or do you feel like everyone just let you down? Were you waiting for that?
One of the major questions I had when I was a child, I know I used to always say, why didn't they want me? My parents.
Uh-oh, here we go.
That makes you feel like
you weren't worthy and you were unwanted. That I have get.
I'm gonna stop this right there. And I'm gonna go to the point where this really pissing me off. Because Lisa left, came back, and when Jada mother said that, Lisa ain't say nothing. Well, I wonder why Lisa is not talking about her daughter having sex on Twitter, showing her body on Twitter, twerking naked on Twitter, but nobody's supposed to look at that. Nobody's supposed to address that. And nobody's supposed to say what's really going on. Then you have Lisa that's lying. Well, she's a very credible person. She's this, she's that. Why did the federal government take her out of the lineup? Then on there, let's go here. Why is it that she had statewide immunity for the rest of her life, but now it's been revoked and she was thrown out of the courtroom in 2008? She ain't gonna tell you about that though. How the judge threw her out of the courtroom and told her never to come back to his courtroom. But a year and a half later, a little young cat by the name of August Alsina was sick. And Jada said she just wanted to help. Well, the difference between Robert Sylvester Kelly and Lisa Van Allen is 14 years. And Jada said, that's so disgusting. That's so sickening. I'm going to play it for y'all again, because a lot of people skipped it and missed it. And if you look at it laughing, you're going to be like, okay, this funny as hell. But I don't want y'all to look at it like that. I want y'all to look at it through a lens that y'all never seen before. I want y'all to look at it as a truthful lens. And when you're looking at it through a truthful lens,
hey, this ain't 5 years.
Listen to everything that the deep fake will, because that's what this is. This is a deep fake because that's not what he said on this episode. I want y'all to look at the deep fake aftermath of what Will is saying. Listen.
Hey, this ain't 5 years ago, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my wife, when's August coming over, you know? Who needs them, right? I had a couple trash movies, right? Wild Wild West, that was garbage, right? I, Robot, that was a subpar movie. Okay, 7 Pounds was born, right? And Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, I Am Legend. Hey, August was 14 when I did Pursuit of Happiness. He's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them!
Hold on.
To hell with them! Is younger than her. To hell with them! Who the happiness? He's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! Who the happiness? He's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! Who the happiness? He's 21 years younger than her. To hell in Pursuit of Happiness. He's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! 14. When I did Pursuit of Happiness, August is 14. When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! August is 14. When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! August is 14. When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them! August is 14. When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. August is 14. When I did Pursuit of Happiness, he's 21 years younger than her. To hell with them!
August was 14 years old when Will did In Pursuit of Happiness. Jada is 21 years older than August Alsina. So if that's not a predator, then what is it? If that's not a monster, then what is it? If it was good enough to lock R. Kelly up, why is it not good enough to lock Jada Smith Pinkett up? The difference between R. Kelly and Lisa Van Allen, since they say Lisa kicked it off, is 14-year gap. The difference between August Alsina and Jada Smith Pinkett is a 21-year gap. She's old enough to be his mama. So let's look at this side of the spectrum. This side of the coin. After all the shit break loose. After all the shit break loose. This is now what Jada is facing.
This red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yeah.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right. Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. That doesn't matter. It's all love. Honestly. And I would usually not, you know, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, you know, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with. This is a very personal journey.
Yeah.
That became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And
let's stop. If August is 27 now, right? And she met him and started a friendship with him 4.5 years ago. That will put him at 23 and a half. So with this round table talk, Jada starts out lying. He was 17 when they first met. So if she's only documenting from when he was 23 and a half, what happened to the other 6 years before this? But let's finish.
We actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Aug first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick. Yeah.
And
I'm gonna stop that. So with that being said, not only are you taking advantage of a younger person, or as they call it, an underage person, but you're taking advantage of a person who's sickly. So mentally, he's not really there. Let it all come out. Let's finish.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of...
Hell no. We ain't gonna do that. If you can say R. Kelly was sex trafficking and doing this and doing that and it wasn't true, we ain't gonna use word of entanglement. Tell the truth, Jada. You got into a relationship and you and August start fucking. Tell the truth.
Swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is
the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table and you like brought yourself to the red.
So not only is she defending her actions, she's defending August too. Well, whether you separate or not, you know that she was still married. And I would tell August this: 2 wrongs don't make a right. However, she's defending the actions that was done. This is starting to get interesting. Let's finish.
Abel, I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
There you go, Will. Put our ass back in the circle.
Take our space and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken. Now, in the process of it.
That's all I wanted to hear. You was in a relationship with an underage male. But everything is fine if you do it. Oh, I know what you're going to say, Jada. You was dealing with somebody who was grown. He was 23 and a half, right? So can I ask a question? What's the difference between R. Kelly and Jada Smith? Because Robert dating Joy, and they make a big stench about that, and so did Jada. But when Jada is fucking August, everything need to be quiet. Don't worry about that. Let's finish.
A relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So we come to the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people versus fixing me.
Yeah.
Have a question. Have anybody noticed that Will's mother and Willow is not on here? I wonder why.
And I think that that whole process with Aug really showed me that and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
I feel like that husband, like I'm with you at the press conference. I'm that husband. Now I got to be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions. Like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
Well, I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. you know, and as I came through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me,
right.
which was totally understandable.
Right.
And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since.
Right.
So it is a little weird that all this stuff is coming out now, since this was
because for me this was years ago, right? You know, so the fact that it's coming up now, and I think it could feel weird for people that we're laughing and talking about it, but
it happened so long ago.
You know, and our experiences of working through it, fighting through it, talking through it, and therapizing through it. I think that the why now is weird.
Yeah, when I say it's been a huge healing on my life, and just what I had to confront and discover, you know, about myself, the ugly truths and the beauty. So it was something that I felt like wasn't really ready to be discussed because it hadn't been that healing, because he hasn't wanted to, you know, Og and I haven't talked in so long, you know what I mean? So I don't know, this all seemed very strange, you know, but I'm grateful for the journey that you and I have had together. Because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods, and a lot of couples that have to separate and think it's over. And, you know, the one thing I'll say about you and I is that there's never been secrets.
Right. We came together young, and we were both broken in our own ways, and to be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family is so critical.
Yeah. It's the idea of any relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful in this whole process between you and I is that we have really gotten to that new place of unconditional love.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like.
And I wish, you know, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answers, you know, and I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
Yeah.
And you really can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, you know. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You're going to get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
You know, but...
So, with that being said, we'll laughing now, but we'll probably hurt like hell on the inside. And I'm gonna bring something to your whole situation. I'm gonna bring something to you. And what I'm gonna bring to you is this right here. You heard certain people from a certain group, all women's group, that said, well, Dana, y'all got to get yourself straight. Y'all got to pay attention because Dana was talking to the top district attorney of Atlanta. And they tried to insinuate that R. Kelly was having charges brought on him in Atlanta because I was talking to Paul Howard. Well, a lot of people ran with that. But I stopped and I asked people to do one thing. Have y'all heard charges come for R. Kelly in Atlanta? Just ask yourself that. And because of Paul Howard refusing to charge R. Kelly, the Savages put out fake stories and struck again. Look at the screen. And I gave the story of how me and Paul Howard started out hating each other, but then we turned out to be cool. Here it is. Exclusive GBI probe of Fulton County DA Paul Howard widens. I'm gonna let you. Here we go.
In the aftermath of the deadly shooting of Rashard Brooks at Wendy's restaurant, Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard gathered evidence to quickly file charges against Garrett Rolfe and Devin Brosnan.
We have had an opportunity to review 8 videotapes.
But the I-team has learned there was more to Howard's investigation. We've obtained this grand jury subpoena sent from Howard's office to the Atlanta Police Department, telling them to turn over its open investigation regarding Garrett Rolfe and the use of force incident. The subpoena required that the documents be turned over for the grand jury June-July term on the 14th day of July. Other grand jury subpoenas were issued for phone and surveillance camera videos.
But there's a problem. How can you have a grand jury subpoena when there's no grand jury? It had been canceled because of the pandemic. And legal experts tell us a grand jury subpoena without a grand jury could create ethical and legal issues.
What are we doing? That is a violation of our ethical code of conduct.
Jessica Gabelsino is a law professor who specializes in prosecutorial misconduct. She says not only does Paul Howard face ethical questions, but potentially legal problems as well.
It would be, a violation.
Now, before this, they have tried to get him on sexual misconduct. Let me go ahead and do this for you real quick. Paul Howard, sexual misconduct. Look what they wrote. Dirty Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard. Look, I'm gonna show you how they do it. Come on, man. No, I don't want that. I don't. Look, first they say that he funneling 140,000, right? And then they say, hold on, that's the first one. Let's go back. This, what else they trying to say? They trying to say he got people off of gun charges. But check it. He is Georgia's first black elected district attorney. That's what he is. He's prosecuted high-profile cases, including Ray Lewis' murder trial. So he went against Ray Lewis. The sexual misconduct. Hold on. Ethics. Then we're going to go down to, here it is. He's been accused of sexual misconduct and gender discrimination. Howard faces another set of allegations. 3 women who work for him or previously did so have filed lawsuits accusing Howard of sexual misconduct and harassment and gender discrimination. These 3 women are the same women that's been frequently at every Savage press conference and every Savage thing that they do at the church with Jamal Bryant. It says in a lawsuit filed in February, Jasmine Yunge, Howard's deputy chief of staff and director of policy and program, accused Howard of discriminating against her after she told him that she was pregnant and that it was considered high risk. See, all the crazy stuff. All of this come out because he refused to prosecute R. Kelly. So you see, what I'm trying to show you in this situation is when you see people under attack, look at the real reason why they're under attack. Look at the real reason why they're under attack. Now, about this indictment, or should I say motion, for the federal government to hide the jury. The reason why you don't want that to happen is because you never know who the jury is. You can have a jury of 12 FBI agents. You can have a jury of 12 Don Russells. You can have a jury of 12 broke bootleg George Jeffersons. You can have a jury of 12 bed bug people. Never know. But look at something. And here's another angle I want you to look at. If these people that I just named wasn't brought in along with others to ensure that Robert case goes haywire and that he don't come home, look at everything that they have done. And I find it funny that everything that they have done, the federal government has brought that to paper to keep Robert locked up. Now, if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. I find it funny that everything they have done and everything they have said, the federal government used it to keep Robert locked up. I don't know about y'all, but how many times do you got to be banged in the face for you to realize that that person ain't your friend? And at first, I really believed in second chances, but now I don't. I don't trust hardly anybody. And the crazy part is, how many times? Wait a minute, I seen Levi here. What up, Levi? Call in. How many times have these people came out and said, Kelly a dope dealer singer? I believe Kelly guilty. Kelly goofy as fuck. You'll never catch me in no child pornography case. I'm better than R. Kelly. I get more pussy than R. Kelly. His name ain't shit. R. Kelly deserved to be thrown under the bus because ain't none of this good. So when you hear that, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go deeper. When you hear somebody say, if y'all knew this, y'all should have locked his ass up 8 years ago in 2008. Then you hear somebody say, well, my father had a problem and R. Kelly just doing what my father did, knowing that R. Kelly and you don't have the same father. Y'all handler proved that. So when you see shit like that, you got to look at the shit show and say, oh, I can't be part of this shit. That's if you really care about Robert. If you don't care about Robert, then continue with the bullshit. You might fuck around and end up in a RICO act, but hey, there's a reason why people move differently. There's a reason why I came in the fight being me, dogging everybody that dogged me. If you dog me, I came back at you. But then I had to put it down, flip it, and reverse it, and then pull back. And now, oh shit, Dana scared, Dana this, Dana that, Dana this, Dana that. I hear it all. I see it all. And if this was the beginning stage of Dana when I came back to YouTube, I would have flipped YouTube upside down with this secret sister lady. But I'm not doing that. You're live on Uncut Whack with Dana J. How can I help you?
Oh.
I think it's an owl.
Welcome back to Leave Out for Kelly, where the game is to be sold, not told. What up, bro? Listen, I want to listen. I'm listening to you, bro, because you preaching, bro. I want to sit here on the phone and listen because you on the roll. Finish saying what you're saying because you right on point. And when Dana is right on point, trust me, when Dana's right on point, that's when I really focus in on what he's saying. I tell everybody, and I've told Dana this himself. I said, bro, I've watched your acting. I've watched your craft, how you practice your craft. And I've said this to Dana. You just calling me. Who the hell? Wait a minute. I've said this to Dana countless times. I said, once you get on the set with the right director, nigga, you're going to win an Oscar. Dana's the kind of actor that right director, y'all have to understand something. All these movies that are masterpieces and classics, like The Godfather, it's all about Francis Ford Coppola. You know, it's all about the directors. Old boy that did Goodfellas. It's all about the directors, man. And I tell Dana all the time, because I study people, like, bro, when you focus and you got that right director, you're going to win an Oscar, nigga. But go ahead and finish talking. I want to listen. Then I'll add my little input, because y'all know I'm out of retirement. I ain't on YouTube no more. That was my last video, bro. But Dana trying to bring me back out of retirement with this shit. But go ahead and finish, man.
Yeah. I was... He said, go and finish, man. Yeah, but like I was saying, it's like when you see the people that's constantly want to badger, throw out there, do this, do that, then you got to look at yourself and say three things. The three things go like this. First thing is, why are they attacking people? And then when people attack back, they cry victim, or they want to try to get even louder. First thing you got to think about. Second thing you got to think about is, what do they bring to the table? And I mean, really think about it. What have they done since they've been on the scene? I'm sorry. What have this one particular group that say they did everything? They did everything for Robert. But what have they done since Dana and Sylvia left that group? You ain't heard nothing. They've been like total silent until they want to attack Dana and Sylvia. Cool. They got their 15 minutes of fame attacking, and then what happened after that? Everything went back solid. So at the end of the day, they attacking, but they swinging at shadows, because the real person that they want to swing at, they really scared of. And the problem is, the truth of the matter is, they really want to be linked up with me and Sylvia. But we are determining, no, that's not going to happen. At the end of the day, the third thing, beware of the people that says, we doing things behind the scenes. I was always told a person that loved to be in the darkness is a dark-minded person. I've never seen people that want to be behind the scenes when they supposed to be fighting for a person that is the omnipresent. Meaning that when Robert is around, the room glows up. It's positive. It's a party. It's everyday laughter. But you're going behind the scenes to do what? And everybody that say they going behind the scenes, fucked up shit has happened. Think about it. I'm not worried about that. I'm not doing this. I'm going behind the scenes. 2 days later, an audio come out of Robert when he's locked up that could have got him a year in the hole. A man that's not used to being alone. Think about what that'll do to you. But they for Robert. I'm going to take y'all back to something. When I brought Ro the first time on my channel, Ro gave instructions on how to halt what was going on to Robert. But you had to be family, immediate family, like brother, sister. Why are these individuals that I'm R. Kelly's sister? I'm the second sister, uncle, cousin on the father's side. Why, when the instructions was given, nothing was moved upon? Think about it. Think about it. And now that the federal government see all the fighting amongst the supposed to be supporters and all that, their last motion, they said, we can pass this through and nobody's going to catch it because they fighting one another. If you really look at it, they made R. Kelly a person and they made Robert Sylvester Kelly a corporation, fictional person. Do you know what that's saying? That they about to pull some okie doke shit and R. Kelly is the experimental bow of it. And if it goes successful with R. Kelly, they're going to do everybody like that. So for everybody that find it amusing to hang around these type of people, that's why I separated the good folks away from all of them. Even on down to the people that say, hey, we rock with this person. That's my little brother. That's this, that's that. You can't easily use them words around me no more. Because you're telling me that you're the one that's going to turn on me. And if that's what you're going to tell me up close and personal, I'd rather you do it now and I'll leave you the hell alone forever. So with that being said, like I said a whole lot of times, just because people have channels don't mean that they're in the same fight. Just because people say, I rock with R. Kelly, don't mean that you rock with R. Kelly. Look at how many people said Hosanna, Hosanna for Jesus. And then 3 days later turned around and said, crucify him, crucify him.
Speak on it.
This nigga stupid. It reminds me of the same thing that's going on now. Think about it. Do I gotta put a video together showing you everything that was said from everybody that says something negative? And I mean everybody. I got everybody transcript. From women to men. From Dope Dealer Singer to child pornography would never follow up under me, and to lock his ass up like they should have did in 2008. I mean, I got it all. And it's sickening because it all boils down to one thing. And it's not R. Kelly. It boils down to all about the dollar. Hey. What about the dollar? You know what I'm saying? It all boils down to the dollar. Because if you look at it, listen to what the lady say. The lady said, we here for Robert. We their family. We his family. Just join us on his website and help us raise $1 million. I'm going to pause that. 10 months ago, Don Russell came on and said, we got to get rid of these lawyers. That's all it's going to take is $1 million. Did that sound familiar? Like, we got to get these lawyers out of the way. That's all it's going to take is $1 million. Then 10.5 months later, oh, we got this initiative. That's all we need to do is raise $1 million. Then you have a dude to come and say, Rob need proper representation. Well, my question would be, how many cases have you won? Combined with all the lawyers that Rob have right now, that's over 150 cases. No, I'm sorry. That's over 150 years practicing. That's over 70,000 cases. One amongst all of them. And 2 of them used to prosecute cases. So when you got all that together, I got to ask myself, how many cases have you won? If you haven't won over 70,000, if you haven't won over 3, you can't talk to me about replacing lawyers. But then I'm gonna take it here. Because somebody said, Don Russell, why he ain't locked up?
Yeah, that's what they said.
I'm gonna give you a reason why he ain't locked up. I'm gonna show you just how dirty the feds are. They will get the weakest link. Look at it. The weakest link that claimed he was with Rob's crew. He told Ja he was Rob's crew.
Right.
He told Block that he only came back for a year. He told Hollywood Next he always rocked with Rob and he got all of Rob's everything. He told that Texas Black Diamond person that he's Rob's right-hand man and Rob's his brother. That's 3 different stories.
Right.
But nobody asked this question, not even me. So I'm going to ask this question. If you came back when I Believe I Can Fly came around, right? And Rob didn't deal with you, but he dealt with your mother, right?
That's right.
And we know that you went and sat with those people. Thank you so much, Miss Sonia Price. And we know that you went and sat with those people for 3 damn days back to back, and they got you lunch and all that. How did you get Rob's personal information? Because think about it.
Right.
When this first started, there wasn't no Don Russell. When this first started, it was, matter of fact, it was the illusion of Angelo, but it was Dana J versus Larry. That's what it was. Dana J versus Larry. Then it turned into Dana J versus Grown Man Show. Then it turned into Dana J versus Team Truth. Then it turned into Dana J versus Angelo and Team Truth and Grown Man Show.
That's right.
There wasn't no Don Russell. And I'm going to give it here. A lot of people say, well, Larry had Rob locked up. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bust it up. If you listen to what Larry said it was commentary for me and people believed it, and I'm good at it. And then he said, I don't know R. Kelly, so why would I have a fight in this? Nobody paid that attention. That's why I say always pay attention to what people say, especially when they get drunk, because they tell the truth. And then Larry said, I'm the most hated man on YouTube. Why? And he's giving y'all explanations of, he told y'all he did that, but y'all never seen no proof of it. We know for a fact that Don Russell did it, and we seen proof of it. So my question is, how did Don Russell get Rob's personal shit? I know how he got the award. I know how he got the ADAC. I know how he got the pictures. But fuck that. How did he get the passport? How did he get the driver's license? To duplicate the driver's license. Now, here's the thing. I was with Rob at court when he turned his driver's license over and passport over to Cook County at court. So how did Don Russell get them all? How was he able to duplicate Rob's personal stuff and just go under the cover like that? Not unless the federal government said, I'm going to give you these documents. I need you to swear everybody away from this group of people because they bring in light to what we're doing. So if you can get them discredited, won't nobody pay attention to them, and we can continue doing what the fuck we're going to do to Rob, and we'll get you a cut in the end. We just need you to make sure they don't get any bigger. I'm bringing you an avenue that nobody never looked at, but this is the only logical avenue to look at. Think about this. Right. Cash Jones. She hopped up. She said what she said. She gave her truth. She had her fights. But then she did one thing. When she got mad at Angelo, I'm apologizing to Don. But when she was mad at Don, I'm apologizing to Angelo. The Bible says a double-minded person is unstable in all our ways. Have y'all thought about why she disappeared? After she talked to those people? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Friends, how many of us have them? Let's be friends. When you go and talk to them people, you can't lie. If you do, you're going to be like the lady I'm going to show you on Monday that lied for Jeff Epstein. Booked. Done. The rest of your life will be behind a box if she don't die. So at the end of the day, you got to look at the people that he brought in. Think about it. One of them said, I ain't know no fucking Don Russell. Oh, but there's a video with you on it, and the person said, yo. Don Russell said, call him, yo, he got some work for you to do. Hold on. Hey, Jay. Hey, nothing. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Right. Right. And to bring traffic to you. Okay. All right. I'll do it. Okay. Okay. That's cool. No problem. All right. Yeah. So, just think about it. Just think about it for a second. Only thing I can say is, like they say, if you don't know somebody, you ain't gonna be comfortable around them like that.
That's right. That's right.
And that's all you gotta do is look at the body language.
That's right.
Off camera, I can be like, yo, let's just act like we don't know each other.
That's right.
But if my body language is saying like, nigga, yo, you my dog. First of all, I'm gonna say this. Anybody that sit back and say that they don't know somebody first and then is able to talk an abundance of information is a fucking lie. Because I'm not going to be comfortable enough to talk to you that long. If I don't know you, all right, what's up, yo? I met you, all right, cool. I holler at you. I don't know you like that. But to sit down and be like, yo, you know this nigga, you know this, how long have you been there? How long? And then one question came up. They say you let a liar talk, you're going to tell on yourself. The person said, the person said, so what songs was you in the studio when Robert was recording? And he said, wait a minute. If you was in a recording session with Robert, you can't tell what songs you was there for? Unless the song is Come on, man. You gotta look at it. When a person lies, just look at the lies. And then that blogger covered it up and said, oh, yo, don't worry about it, man. But don't worry about that. At least you was there. What?
Right.
I'm telling y'all, just look at the small stuff. It's the small stuff that's gonna make you sit back and say, nah, this nigga fucking crazy.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna go here. Again, I'm gonna give a nugget to somebody because they done got themselves into a bait trap. And I thank you. So I might as well help you finish baiting yourself. You raising money to try to get my gun permit taken in Georgia. So the first question I have is, what is the money for? Because it's a free process. If I did anything wrong, that's all you have to do is fill out the form and say what I did wrong and the time and where it was at. Here's the problem. Anybody that does that, their name gotta come to me. So when I see it, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up in a case. So I need all of y'all over there to do it. So all of y'all can end up in a case. I'm telling you ahead of time. Y'all want to do the scamming shit. I'm gonna do the real shit. I'm gonna show you how to really do it.
That's right.
So while you got the secret sister that's lying, talking about she's 50 something and she's really like 20 something, 30 something. Talking about, oh, Dana J alluding that he in a relationship with me. Girl, I didn't even look at you. I didn't even know who the fuck you were. You were not my MO.
Or mine. You ain't my MO either.
You are not my MO. Trust me.
Or mine.
But I have a beautiful young thing. Well, she ain't young, but she beautiful. And she got green eyes. And I'm happy.
Green eyes. Go ahead, Dana.
So, one thing about Georgia code, when you put a case out on somebody, I have a right to face my accusers. So I'd rather have all of y'all lined up so I can look y'all in the face. And then when they get to Paul Howard's desk, Paul gonna be like, oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because when their case gets struck down, I want everything each and every last one of them got. And when and when it happened, I'm gonna pick out how many people it is. I'm gonna go and pick out that many homeless people. All of y'all got a new life. So go ahead. Y'all going and say, oh, Dana threatening people. Dana did that. Yes, I did threaten people. Yes, I did. But I also invited them to show up too. Them to show up. So when you say Dana threatened people, don't forget that I have every video when I was threatened. So when you threaten me, of course, I'm going to protect my life. Of course, I'm going to protect me and mine. And when they go that way, trust and believe, I'm going to defend until I can't defend no more. Go ahead, Levi.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
I was in the bushes, man. I was like, I'm retired now, Dana. Damn, I'm retired, bro. And I was in the bushes, just listening to you live, enjoying it. And I said, oh, Dana about to bring me out. Every time I put my name in there, you said, Levi, call in. I said, oh, this nigga about to bring me out of retirement. But let me say this, that I'm going to speak it so real. I would suggest that everybody that's in the chat, that's listening to this, text people, call people, and tell them to come on in on Dana's chat, on his live, because I'm about to speak it 100.
If they're not blocked.
Right.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
However, I want to, he was talking about Don Russell, and I want to take y'all back and inform y'all what the motivation of Don Russell was to create a network on YouTube. And I have to say this, and I think Dana would agree with this. When Dana and myself and others who were genuine, who were sincere, which I find out later there were very few who were really sincere in this fight.
Very few.
And when we came on the scene, do you all realize that Levi for Kelly, Dana J, and a few others, we were the voice of my cousin. We were the voice of R. Kelly. Do you realize that we had more power than CNN, MSNBC, Entertainment Tonight, and all those other major networks, news agencies? We had more power because we were able to talk about R. Kelly all day, all night. They have producers and editors. They can't just say it on the R. Kelly case. We were able to. People started talking about us all over the world because we were getting the job done. We were speaking for a man who they had silenced. We were our hands and our feet. When Dana organized the rally, his feet were R. Kelly's feet. His vocal cords, his voice, he was speaking for R. Kelly. We were making an impact that astounded the world. But what was so beautiful about it, wasn't nobody trying to jack no one's style. Wasn't nobody trying to be nobody. Everybody was themselves. They had their own format. They had their own way of delivering the message, those who were sincere and genuine. And guess what? The world started to listen to these bloggers. One blogger being his mentee that loves him, and one blogger being his cousin that loves him, and a few other real sincere people. Well, if y'all remember, to prove what I'm saying, when I speak, I like to speak the facts. Who did Tasha K call out? People. Whose names did Tasha K attack? Here's a woman with 250,000 subscribers. And she was so outraged that so many people were coming to her saying, who the hell is Dana J? Who the hell is Levi for Kelly, his cousin? Who are these people? While she was bashing Rob R. Kelly, we were defending him. Now here's a woman with almost 1 million subscribers, but she took the time out to speak the name of Levi and Dana. Levi and his cousin, Dana J is gay. They just attacked us. And it was so funny to me and Dana. So Don Russell, months prior, saw, wait a minute, if they keep going to where they're going and garner the support that they're garnering, he might just get out. This is when the Cook County case. They're waking people up. So the judge granted him bail. He went back in for the child support, but they let him out again because part of the reason is because he had a voice. I'm not just saying Dana and myself, even some of you who were voicing your opinion by calling in or opinions and putting your comments in the chat, and this groundswell started to be created, and people saw, damn, CNN and them can't talk about R. Kelly the way these guys and these females are doing. Then you got Dana organizing the rally. Then you got me. Y'all know me. I'm a thinker. I sit back and I use the law. I analyze things legally. And I use their constitution. I use their laws against them. And I use their laws against those who think that they have destroyed the dollar for the king and, you know, started shit with me, Dana, and derailed this goddamn movement. I'm using their laws to deal with them, those people. However, Don Russell sat back and said, wait a minute. This is allegedly, this is what I believe. I have to create my own network of people. I have to create my own YouTube network to discredit Dana J, Levi, and those other sincere bloggers. I have to send someone in who is skilled at deception. I have to send someone in. Don't you ever underestimate Don Russell. Don't you ever underestimate him, y'all, because that man knew just who to send in. I got to send someone in who smiles and laughs, who can say free Kel, who can say, I'm from Chicago, I used to play his music. I got to send someone in that basically is a deceiver. Who can I find? And like Dana said a few minutes ago, a tape surfaces where the guy calls the midget woman beater, and the guy says, Don Russell has a job for you. People, people, people. God always reveals. He's a revealer of all truth. Even in your relationship, if you ignore signs and the person stabs you in the back, gives you HIV, fucks you up, sleeps with your sister, sleeps with your girlfriend, or vice versa, if you're male You can't blame nobody but yourself, because God always shows us signs when demons are present in our lives or in our organization or whatever you're doing. God is going to point out the demons now. God allowed that tape to come out. Don Russell has a job for you. Okay, that's proof of it. Then he sent him straight at Dana. Straight at him. He sent the woman-beaten, deadbeat dad midget directly to Dana. Why Dana? Because Dana tell you, the reason why he sent them to Dana is that I'm from Detroit. I'm hard to get to. I ain't hard to find, but I'm hard to get to. But Dana's in the street, pounding the pavement. Oh, I'll send them at Dana. So the guy says, yeah, man, I want to be a part of the rally. And Dana in turn says, well, I'll support what you're doing. I'll support those 3 or 4 people at that little party you're throwing. But if you follow the history, because I'm about to say something that's going to blow you all away. You follow the history, the day ones, the sincere day ones, we were getting the job done and making noise all over the world in the name of R. Kelly. Then you fast forward a little bit and you see how this one person comes in like a snake, a short, big-nosed, ugly-ass snake, and the first thing he does, if you study YouTube and think, the first thing he does is says, Dana Jane for R. Kelly. See, a lot of people say to me, well, Dana J be talking shit and starting to stick with people too. But I know the history. I know the history. You can't say Dana started some shit with him. The short woman-beating, con man midget. That man came at Dana for no reason, and when he did it, I told Dana, I said, bro, I told you not to go near that motherfucker. Because I knew by looking in his eyes, being from Detroit, that nigga has an agenda. He's a snake. Now, this is where I was right. And I'm going to tell you where Dana was right. Dana said, yeah, and now I see Don Russell is behind this. And I said to Dana, I said, man, you think so? Yeah, Dana kept saying Don Russell, Don Russell, Don Russell. So there's a tape out there of Dana saying, Levi told me to apologize to Don Russell. This is what these deceivers do. They try to take your words and twist it. What was that about, Levi? Dana said you told him to apologize to Don Russell. Trying to say that there was some misappropriation of funds or that we were scamming and this. It's simple. It's right there on another blogger's channel. If it's still up there, I said to Dana, bro, lay off of him. Matter of fact, apologize to that dude because I'm the kind of person, what did I just say? I deal in law. I deal in evidentiary facts. I did not have the facts, the tangible facts to connect Don Russell to the homeless beaten, woman beaten, con artist, R. Kelly hater, nigga.
And when
I didn't have the facts.
And
Go
when
ahead,
I
bro.
say hell no.
And Dana said, fuck that. I'm telling you, this nigga's the one pulling the strings. And Dana would tell you, I kept saying to Dana, bro, why do you keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that? Now, when I heard the tape, when the guy says Don Russell has a job for you, I said Dana was right. Now, what y'all have to understand is this is real simple. There was peace in the Garden of Eden until that slippery snake, that serpent came in amongst Adam and Eve. There was peace in the YouTube street until that woman-beaten, midget, low-down defendant who's about to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, when he came in amongst the YouTube street, he divided and there was no more peace. Now, the good part about it Satan, believe it or not, is God's operative. Satan works for God. God made him. God allowed him to do what he did, what he has done for the last 6,000 years, because God said one thing Satan is going to do. Satan is going to show me who the real ones are and who the fake ones are.
Yep.
Satan is going to show me if Job is really loyal to me and loves me because he truly loves me, or is Job only loyal to me because he has the best of everything. So I'm going to allow Satan to get him, and he's going to prove to me whether or not he truly loves me. Just as Dana sits on this live and supports my cousin, talks about my cousin, advocates for my cousin, as I do, but you cannot find one area where he's deviated from his mission or his love for R. Kelly. You can't find one goddamn tape with Dana calling my cousin a dope Dylan singer. Everybody know he pissed on the girl. Everybody know they're going to lock his ass up like Bill. R. Kelly get these girls and buy them some tennis shoes and shit, these young girls, and take them off and fuck them, and this, that, and the 38 number, the dope Dylan singer. And to prove how much he hates R. Kelly, it's one thing to say Harvey Weinstein ain't nothing but a rapist. So if I said Harvey Weinstein ain't nothing but a motherfucking when you put that motherfucker in there, that means you telling people how you hate a person. That's what I call him. This is what the midget, the fucking midget woman beater said. He said, that's what I call him, a dope Dylan motherfucking singer. Now, I pointed that out for a reason. I said it. How could, I'm going to say the name, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to just say it. How could Phases have that man on her channel after she heard him say that out of his mouth? Huh? How could the lady sit on her channel and not admonish him and correct the record and say to the audience, well, even though the dope Dylan, the one that called him a dope Dylan singer, the woman beating midget, deadbeat, convict, motherfucking defendant just came on here, we want people to know we don't fuck with him. Anybody that heard that man say what he said about my cousin, anyone that heard that, and then you make excuses, and you've seen everything that he's done for the past 8 or 9 months or 7 months has been designed to keep Robert Kelly behind bars through the dictates and instructions of Don Russell. Anyone who could sit and fuck with a nigga like that, you're not for R. Kelly. So what did I say? God allows Satan to come in to separate the wheat from the chaff, to separate the fake motherfuckers, excuse me, God for swearing, from the real ones. Think about those whom you love, people. If you heard someone talk about your loved one like that was locked up, helpless at the present moment, without God, he would be totally helpless. But think about how you would feel. And then that person flips it and says, I'm about to make some money off this dope Dylan motherfucking singer. How many of you in this chat, I have a simple question for y'all. I want you, and when I ask y'all this question, I'm trying to get y'all to think about the people who pretend to be for my cousin, those who have YouTube channels. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Y'all have heard Dana on here singing praises to my cousin, showing love, words of love, and compassion for my cousin's situation. You've sat on here for over a year and you've heard Dana say some of the most beautiful things about Robert Kelly, R. Kelly. How many of you in the chat if a tape came out today of Dana J sitting in a car saying, I'm going to tell y'all something. Excuse me, y'all can get mad at me if you want, but R. Kelly ain't an innocent ass dude. If you heard Dana on a fucking video saying this, R. Kelly ain't an innocent ass dude. You know, I'm going to just tell y'all something. Yeah, he was all in the studio, I heard. And I know somebody that know R. Kelly. And he was in the studio about to kill himself. Yeah, you old goofy ass nigga. They was like, nigga, put the gun down, you old goofy ass nigga. And this goofy ass nigga, R. Kelly, and y'all heard, not only heard him, you saw Dana sitting in a car talking about R. Kelly like a fucking dog. How many of you in the chat would fuck with Dana and even tune into his goddamn YouTube channel? I guarantee you 90%, 95, 99% of you wouldn't fuck with Dana at all, because you would say Dana was fake. Dana was perpetrating a fraud. Dana was on some bullshit. Dana ain't never liked R. Kelly. We would look on his chat. He would have 7 people in the chat. Everybody would walk away from Dana. Well, I'm saying this to those who are listening that fuck with that guy, and I'm saying this to these bloggers specifically. This is how I judge all of y'all. This is how I judge Phases, and I'll say her name. Because I did a video comparing his words on Phases and comparing what he said about my cousin. I did a video on that. And in my video, I said he had Phases fooled. I said the sister, this is what I said in the video, 10, 15 times. I said the sister was fooled. Now, this sister didn't know that she was sitting there talking to a goddamn snake as she sat there saying, see, R. Kelly is innocent. And you see, I always play the songs, and, you know, old Michael Avenatti with his goofy ass. And I did a video comparing his words on Phases, then comparing his actual words, the video of him saying, oh, goofy ass R. Kelly, yeah, they're going to lock his goofy ass up. And I said back then that Phases was fooled. Only to find out later she wasn't fooled. When she saw the video of this man dogging R. Kelly, for her to have him on again, what does that mean? That means she feels the same goddamn way about my cousin. That means the woman who put the goddamn audio out of him, his taped phone, illegally taped phone conversation, feels the same way. The people who have been causing all of this chaos and all this goddamn witness intimidation, cyberbullying, potential federal witnesses and shit, they don't give a fuck about him. They all feel the same way. He pissed on the girl. They gonna lock his ass up like Bill. They all feel the same way. He ain't nothing but a dope dealing singer that gets these young girls, give them this material shit and take them off and screw them. All of them feel the same way the deadbeat midget motherfucker feels. Don Russell feels the same goddamn way he feels. The Boski said it, goddammit. The Boski said to the midget woman beater. He said, remember we were talking to Don Russell, and Don Russell said shit. Don Russell kept it real. Don Russell said shit. All I know, I wasn't around him like that. All them other niggas that was around him, all of them going to jail with that nigga. That's what the Boski said. And the slick-ass snake, the snake woman-beating bitch nigga, tried to overtalk him because this 50-year-old nigga, the woman-beating midget, y'all, he's lived his entire life surviving through lies and defeat, tricking people, hustling people. He has GoFundMe pages going back 10 goddamn years. Grown-ass motherfucking man with GoFundMe pages. He has them up now asking people to donate to him. A grown-ass man with children, 50 motherfucking years old, asking some of these pitiful ass women to send him money to take care of him in the name of my cousin. And some of them are so goddamn stupid that they do it, knowing that this man single-handedly, by himself, is one of the root reasons, the root causes that R. Kelly was denied fine. They know it all. But what I'm trying to get y'all to see, people, is that a certain percentage of these people are not for R. Kelly. Just like a certain percentage of the angels in heaven. People think that Satan was casted out of heaven. No, the Bible says, what, a third of heaven went with him. Those angels went with Satan, and those angels possess the earth to this day. They walk to and fro up on this earth spiritually. Some of them are even in the form of human beings, y'all. The Bible says, be careful who you are entertaining, how you entertain them, because you may be entertaining and hosting an angel, and you think it's a man or a woman. So these people who follow this goddamn short, demonic, woman-beating defendant who's about to be locked the fuck up, they're the same thing as those angels. You could never tell me, Sister Phases, that you've ever given a fuck about R. Kelly or advocating for him. You could never convince me of that. To sit and allow Don Russell to talk to me like a dog and call me bitches and hoes on your channel, and I hadn't called that man one name, and then to try to flip it and say I disrespected him. As far as I'm concerned, most of you bloggers ain't shit. I say it. This is Levi talking. Most of you fake-ass bloggers out there pretending to be for my cousin ain't shit. You're a bunch of fake-ass motherfuckers. But God always shows us. He's not going to have you thinking and wondering. He's going to show you who's real, and he's going to show you who's fake. Now, this is what I really want to say to y'all. They say I speak subliminal. He dropped subliminals, and why don't you say what you really want to say, the midget said. Why you only saying 10% of what you want to say? Well, motherfucker, I'm about to say 100%, nigga. If you or that motherfucking so-called the Dollar General, that nigga who thinks that a motherfucker takes his word seriously, like he got some goddamn pull, or like he can push the motherfucking button. Nigga, let me tell you something, nigga. I've been in real wars in my city. I grew up in an environment in Detroit where I was in real wars. Me and my niggas was in real wars with niggas who were about that motherfucking life. So don't get it twisted. When you can sit and make that and talk all this shit, yeah, Chicago, we gonna ride on, yeah, come to Chicago, yeah, you better, we see you in Detroit, it's gonna be, nigga, we see you in New York, it's gonna be this, that, and the third, nigga. You sound like a motherfucking fool because you're relying on the people that you're convincing to give you the money to get to New York, nigga. You can't even afford the plane ticket to New York. You can't even afford your goddamn drinks and your weed and your goddamn crack, nigga. This motherfucker, listen, y'all better wake up. Watch this nigga's live, his video. He leaves out the room every 12 to 17 minutes, and he's gone for no more than 15 seconds. Right on the other side of that goddamn door, hitting the goddamn crack pipe. He doesn't leave long enough. I'm talking about the Dollar General. The Dollar General doesn't leave long enough to go. It takes more than 15 seconds to go to the goddamn restroom now. It takes more than 15 seconds to walk to the kitchen to check on some food in the oven, lift up the goddamn aluminum foil to see if the food is done. He leaves just enough time to fire up that goddamn crack pipe and then to get back on his live so you stupid motherfuckers can buy his goddamn crack and support his crackhead ass. But this is my point. Take notes, people. if these two, if they had anything to do with the car bombing of Azriel Clary, trust me, they may just get life in prison. Now, I'm going to say something. I didn't say they did it. I want to point out a couple of things to y'all. The woman beating midget says, I got my plane ticket that you stupid ass women paid for to go to Chicago for the rally. I'm going to be in Chicago on the 16th. I want y'all to listen to me. Well, 2.5 weeks ago, around June 26th, you drove to Chicago in a rental car and drove back to Houston. You drove way from Houston to Chicago, even though 2.5 weeks later, you knew you had to go back to Chicago. Is that, hey, like they say, make that make sense, because I ain't got a lot of kick it, nigga. I ain't got a lot of kick it. These are facts. All right, so here's a broke-ass nigga living off of donations from these stupid-ass, lonely-ass women, which I don't get that for the world. You know what I'm saying? The nigga is shorter than some of y'all kids. Some of y'all 9, 10-year-old kids are taller than this nigga, but you and grandkids. But a lot of these older women that's lonely, he sit on the phone with them and he talk, and they send him $100, this, that, and the third, and they don't even recognize and realize that the motherfucker don't even like women. The motherfucker, they done played the video. Now, anybody watching the video know that the motherfucker don't even like women. He don't. He uses them, but his preference is not a woman. That's not his preference. Now, think about this, people. Who, knowing that they have to be back in Chicago for a rally on the, according to him, he'd be back there on the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, whatever. He ain't got no fucking money. He's relying on people to pay for everything. Why would this broke-ass nigga rent a car and drive all the way to Houston and drive back? I'll say it again. Did he drive all the way to Houston to meet and speak with Dabrowski face-to-face about the goddamn car bombing? And Don Russell, nigga, think about this. If I'm about to be in Chicago in 2.5 weeks to get some old-ass, goddamn, outdated flat-screen TVs out of storage, shit, I can drive 2.5 weeks later. I'm going to be in Chicago anyway. But guess what, people? I want y'all to think about something.
Wow.
He drove to Chicago, and motherfucker, what I speak, I speak. And if you don't like what I'm saying, and if you don't like this rhyme, you, Don Russell, and the Dollar General, bring y'all big bad asses to Detroit, bitch. Because I ain't hard to find in this motherfucker. Now, he drove all the way to Chicago. But guess what? He drove actually a day and a half after the news broke publicly that Azriel's car was set on fire and there was an attempted arson on her crib. Now, stop right there. Think about it and listen to my words. When that news hit the motherfucking airwaves, out of the blue, you know that nigga ain't used to shit. So 3 days prior, 2 days prior to the 26th, a month prior, you know how he ain't used to shit. He would have been like, I'm going to Chicago in 3 days. I'm going to Chicago next week. He didn't say shit about going to Chicago. He was talking about Houston shit. But something happened. And whatever happened, I believe he could not talk about it on the phone. He could not text message or email about it. When some shit goes down like that, a arson in a federal case, I got to talk to you face to face. I got to talk to y'all face to face. If it was some money involved, I gotta come in and get my motherfucking bread. I'ma say it again. Am I saying that he and the Dollar General did it? No. I'm saying I want to make you people think. What broke ass nigga drives all the way to Chicago and then pretends that he just happened to hook up with the Dollar General? When anyone that think, if you're a thinking person like me, you went there to meet up and talk about the arson of Azriel's car and the attempted arson on her home. You went there, I believe, to discuss that. Now, what supports what I'm saying? People, isn't it true that the Dollar General and the woman-beaten midget, the defendant and the co-defendant, see, don't take my words like I'm just going at them. I want y'all to think. Most of you all in this chat have been watching them bomb-ass niggas for months. If Azriel trips over the sidewalk, they'll do 5-10 videos on that shit. When she cut up the coat, they talked about that shit for weeks. Think, people, have either of them done any extensive coverage or videos about the car bombing? They touch on it, but they don't go in depth. They don't break it down. You know, them niggas love to get CASHAPP, so they'll be on there. Yeah, let me show you the bar. Let me show you the car. They don't speak on that shit. So when that bum-ass midget motherfucker played my video the other day, when I talked about the car bombing, he turned that shit down, nigga. Motherfucker. You dealing with a motherfucker. Listen, bro, you dealing with a serious man. Y'all know y'all listening. Y'all dealing with a serious-ass man over here. Y'all dealing with a serious-ass nigga. And that's a fact. I'm not no average nigga, y'all. They should have a statue up of me in my city. My cousin know it. They should have a statue of me up in my city. I'm a made motherfucker in this motherfucker. I think. So, think about it, y'all. Why haven't they done any extensive videos on Azriel's car bombing? Now, is it true or is it not true, goddammit? Wasn't one of them convicted for bombing a car, Dana?
Yep.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yep.
Okay, one of them in the past was convicted for bombing a car. And this same individual has shown his modus operandi by repeatedly going on social media threatening people's lives. How can you be a broke motherfucking gangster? What gangster sells dollar store goddamn t-shirts and leggings? I ain't never met a gangster in my life that sold dollar store t-shirts and leggings. Broke ass bitch. So, connect the dots, people. You have a man driving from Houston to Chicago when the news hit, even though he was scheduled to be there 2.5 weeks later. You have these gentlemen, the defendant and co-defendant, who have not done any extensive coverage on the subject. Now, I want to direct y'all. I'm gonna get this nigga some goddamn traffic over there. Go to the midget woman beating the midget woman beating video right before he left for Chicago. I think it's June 25th. And it's titled something like, is it an insurance job? That's all y'all need to know. Azriel's car fire. Is it an insurance job? The title says Azriel's car bomb, whatever. Then it says, is it an insurance job? He probably gonna pull it down after I say this, y'all, but I don't give a fuck. I got the shit recorded anyway, nigga. Go to that video. Now, you would think by the title, he's gonna sit on there and talk about the car bombing through the whole video. But as I said, their commentary on that shit has always been, y'all know that, it's been limited. When the issue comes up, think about something. Dana has eluded that they could possibly be involved. I have alluded to it. The short wannabe midget, they trying to say, but the Dollar General don't even touch it. He'll say a little something, but the Dollar General does not speak on a car bombing. On that June 25th video that he'll probably take down, he claimed that he don't take his shit down, or that nigga said, I don't take shit now. I ain't got nothing to hide. All right, nigga, leave it up. Short bitch. In that video, when you watch it, you're not going to believe it. That nigga, this is a day before he left for Chicago from Houston. This is the day, and he's listening to this, and he knows who the fuck that he's dealing with now. He knows. How did this nigga peep this shit? In his June 25th or June 26th, in that video, and it says, was it an insurance job? Insurance job. That's all you need to know. I want y'all to watch how that motherfucker was jumping up, looking out the windows, turning his head about like 100 or some times from left to right, listening to see if that goddamn door was about to be kicked in. That nigga was scared to death after he heard about that car bombing. Now, here are the facts. We have one of the co-defendant, or maybe defendant, he's on paper. He's on paper. That's on his rap sheet that he's bombed a car before. How law enforcement looks at that, especially the feds, Homeland Security, well, that's his modus operandi. That's what he does. I'm just saying what they saying. I ain't saying he did it. I'm trying to get y'all to think. And we know that allegedly these same two individuals were responsible for having someone ride past Larry the grown man's house. You stupid motherfuckers who subscribe to them, who sit and correspond with them and go out here and do their dirty work, y'all are the stupidest motherfuckers in the world, because when you're caught, you'll probably never see the light of day again, you stupid motherfuckers. When has Dana ever invited anyone to go out and commit criminal acts? Yeah, I want y'all to go over here and do this and do that. When have I ever done that? Y'all are following criminals, man. Now, that's all I have to say. I'm done. But listen, I'll say it again. Go reference that video and watch how nervous that nigga was. He drove all night to Chicago because he was scared to fucking death when the news dropped that Azriel's car was bombed and there was an attempted arson on Azriel Clary's house. That nigga he was looking all around, then all of a sudden, I'm leaving for Chicago, y'all. I'm about to drive all night. Y'all stay up with me. I'm going to be on live all night. Why, nigga? You had to go talk to some people about some shit, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Dana, for allowing me to talk so long, bro. And I'm about to finish watching this live, man.
All right.
Peace.
Whoa, he talked about stuff I ain't even know about. But I let you know how much I pay attention to folks. He talked about stuff I didn't even know about. That's crazy. That's deep. That's deep. Very deep. That's very, very deep. That's very deep. Damn. I didn't even know half the stuff was going on. It's crazy. It's crazy how things be going on and people just running with it. Jesus. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and get out of this. Well, I don't know. Only thing I can say is, you know, a change gonna come, and a change is happening. But let me go ahead and get out of here. Levi shut the live down. If anybody want to call in 470-355-8221. If anybody want to call in. Damn. I mean, I'm just man, like, yo. If they did it, they did it. Fuck it. If they did it, they're gonna have to face the music. If they didn't, then hey, that's on them. Only thing I know, I was nowhere around it, so I don't know who did it. I didn't do it. I can tell you that much. I didn't do it. You can agree and continue. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting up here just doing some things like I'm really just tripping about this for real. I'm really tripping about this. I don't want this. But it's just sad how people got to go through certain things every time stuff happens. So call in 470-355-8221. 470-355-8221. You're live on Live Raw and Uncut with Actor Dana J. How can I help you?
Hey, Dana, and I want to add to what Levi said.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. It's right. That same trip, the two people he talking about end up doing a live as soon as that person got to where he was going.
That's cool.
Okay? And not once did they mention what happened.
That's cool.
When they got that report about what happened to her car, they never talked about it. They brushed on it, but they never, ever mentioned it again. Whatsoever.
Well, I'll say this much. They got to deal with that now.
Exactly. Because everything that they're doing is ending up making it worse for Rob. They need to stop. Okay? Because it's making it really worse. And if nobody can see that, then everybody's blind. Even I see it. Okay? And for me to say something about it, you know I saw it.
Ray Charles seen it.
Huh?
I said Ray Charles seen it.
Exactly, and he blind. Okay? Even Stevie Wonder can see it.
Well, we all
They
know
need
Stevie.
to stop.
Yeah.
They really need to stop, because if they don't, they're going to make it really bad to the point where we're going to have to dig deeper to get him out. We don't need to dig deeper. We need to get this leveled to a level ground. Okay? No more digging holes. We don't need that. They're burying themselves along with this if they don't stop. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll talk to you later. Uh-huh.
All right. Whew. Good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. Well, like I said, I know a change gonna come. And this might be the change that need to come. That's all I'm saying. But I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all do. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. If y'all want to hear the playback, go back and look at what I said. Trust me. Trust me. Go back and look at what I said. You know, we're going to have some fun, all that. All right. Y'all be blessed. Dana J up out of here. And remember, Zoom. It's about to be gone soon. All right. Peace. Soon. It's about to be gone soon.